I want to mention about something called today would be Yom Rishon Shel Hadakalim. Uh, and what I say, this would have been Nisan the 9th, 3793 on the Jewish calendar, which would have been on English calendar 33 CE. Now, I've been at this time, just go a little before. Yeshua raised a man named Eliezer from the dead, and a lot of the Jewish people were going after him, and the Jewish leaders were really getting nervous, and they didn't like what was happening. They felt they were losing their power, they were losing their people. Now, I think, was something that's been a fallacy among the goyim, some of them, and I think it's really a misunderstanding. I think it's ignorance saying that the Jews killed Yeshua, and yet you know what? He had his greatest following. Who among what his followers come to the Jewish people? He was in Israel, and they were seeing, many of them recognized him. He's one of the first followers that he called to himself. That he said, "You are the Messiah." So one of us. But went and got another one and said, "Is not this the Messiah, the Mashiach?" And there was a lot of, um, you know, uh, rivalry between Yeshua and the leaders. Like in the same Yochanan, in chapter 5, he raised a man off his sickbed, and he was challenging the rules, and he created hostility. Not only that, for raising himself from dead, making himself equal to God. Now he's got the Lazarus, and they realize that they have to deal with Yeshua. And not only that, but it says here that they want to put Eliezer to death also. Because on account of him, many of the Yehudim, the Jews, went away and believed in him, and it really hit them. And then it comes up upon this time. It's beginning of the week, and Yeshua is brought, has a donkey brought to him, and there's something about it said that it was prophesied in Zechariah chapter 9:9. He fulfilled it. Fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming, sitting on a donkey's colt. Sat on a donkey, an infant, was an infant donkey, wasn't even a year old. And what it was, you would have to tame that animal, but you know what? Here was the Messiah, and because that donkey had no fear, because I think he had a sense, animals have a sense, and they went away and followed him and put leaves on the ground to welcome him, and they were realizing who he was, the king of Zechariah 9:9. And it wasn't so many days far away that he was caught by the Roman soldiers and the Jewish leaders, and they arrested him and they questioned him about who he was, and he said that he was the king, he was the Messiah. And in the end, while he had a great following, it was that the leaders had stirred some of the people up, that they demanded Barabbas, and Yeshua was carried away. Now, it was like the man who was the high priest, Caiaphas, at this time. When Eliezer was raised from the dead, they said it was better that one man die for the nation than all. And then what happened? He was really unwittingly prophesying, that Yeshua was going to die for the nation, die for the sins of Israel, and not only that, but for the sins of the whole world. And I think we got to put aside our ignorance and, realizing what I had just said about this false charge against the Jewish people. It's just really, you're not understanding why Yeshua came, what his purpose was. He said, "For this end I was born." He said, somebody said there's only one man who was born to die, and that was Yeshua. From the foundation of the earth, and then after God had questioned Adam and Eve, and then turned to the serpent, and he said, No questions to the serpent. The serpent had already, the devil who was in the serpent had fallen, and now it was that the seed of the woman, Yeshua, would bruise the head of the serpent would bruise his heel. That Yeshua would be wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. And by his stripes we would be healed. Amen? So let's start to understand that this purpose, that Yeshua's purpose in life was to give us life for the sins of Israel, for all the people. Amen.